Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Coach Matt, EliteThrowsCoaching.com. Thank you for tuning in to the channel. Today we are doing day number 5, which is our final day of the glide. It's your end of your first week. It's basically Friday, the first week of your season. You've been taking all your athletes through, and now you are going to be doing everything to work up to a full glide. But before we get started, like I say at the beginning of every video, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button. Clicking that subscribe button and then clicking that notification bell really helps out the channel, gets us more views, and ultimately helps out a lot more throwers and coaches to get them the information that they need. And here we are. It is finally day number 5. We've gone through all the steps with your athletes, and now it's the last day of the week. It's the Friday of your first week of track season, and now all of your athletes are going to be doing a full competition glide. So today is all about taking all the steps that we have done before, taking them through what would be considered a normal, everyday kind of practice for them. The same thing they're going to be doing every single practice day for the rest of the season. Now, just like yesterday, it starts pretty much the same way. This is kind of your second real day of practice. So you're going to be doing the warm-up, and that's a warm-up that you can do with or without the rest of the team. If you're going to have your throwers warm up with the rest of the team, I recommend that they warm up with the sprinters and jumpers. After that, you're going to take your athletes through a specific glide warm-up. If you need to know what that warm-up is, you've got to go check out what we did on day 4. A lot of the flicking drills, a lot of the pushing and flicking drills, the reset drills to get them back into a standing throw position. After that, we're going to have them go through actual standing throws. We're really looking at probably about anywhere from 8 to 10 standing throws per athlete. And again, this is not going to be done in the circle. This is going to be done on their lines in the parking lot or the basketball court, tennis court, track, wherever. Have them do their standing throws. That way they get in sort of the middle to end, the middle to finish of their full glide. And then from there, we're going to start working with one of my favorite drills, which is a stop glide. Essentially, this is where they're going to glide out of the back of the circle, and they are going to stop in the power position. So they're going to glide out of the back. You're going to be calling out instructions and calling out cues to the entire team. They're all going to glide at the same time, and then you're going to have them stop in the power position. What this does is it allows them to check their position, and it allows you to check their position, to walk around and look at everybody as they're doing this, to see what faults and what flaws might be occurring, so you know what to coach when you get them into practice, the next whatever is left of your season. Okay, again, it's a short season, so that's why we're rushing through this and we're getting them to glide in the first 5 weeks. So what I've got up here on the board are some of my favorite kind of instructions that I call out to my athletes when they're doing stop glides, especially when I'm at a camp and I'm working with a large group of throwers. What I like to do is pretty much go through, and these are some of the basics. These are some of the big ones. These are going to look very familiar to you from the past couple of days, and your athletes are going to know what to do with them because they've been working with it for the past couple of days. So the first one's going to be the knees together, toes to heel. Then they're going to do the stop glide, and then they're going to throw. So they're actually going to have a shot up against their neck, and they're actually going to be releasing the shot and throwing at the very end of this. After that one, there's going to be the hurtling over an object into that stop glide, and then they're going to turn and throw the shot. Then there's going to be the glide. They're going to glide without putting their blocking foot down. Again, that's the hardest glide drill that I have my athletes do. And then they're going to put the foot down and throw, kind of working on that timing. So they're going to glide, they're going to land so that they're only on their power foot, and then put the blocking foot down and go, nice and quick. And from there, that gets them set up to doing full glides. Now, when they're doing full glides, what you need to do as a coach, remember, this is coaching. You need to take your athletes through and coach your individual athletes to what their individual needs and the individual focus is going to be for all of them. It's not a cookie cutter program. It's not just assign everyone the same drills and everyone gets better. You're going to have some athletes that are putting their blocking foot down extremely late. You have some athletes that are going to be putting both of their feet down at the same time. You have some athletes that aren't going to be gliding far enough across the circle. You're going to have some athletes that are gliding too far, some that are standing up, some that are not standing up, some that are going crazy with their throwing arm or their non-throwing arm, pulling the ball away from their neck. A ton of things that are going to happen with your athletes, but you need individual focused coaching, and this is where it begins. You're teaching them the basics, and then they're going to put their own little flair on it. They're going to put their own little flavor on it. And when they do that, you're going to get to start to see, okay, you know, Johnny is standing up too tall in the middle. All right, Jen is staying kind of stopping in the middle, and she's not going through her throws. You know, Sarah is releasing really low, or Alex is releasing way too high. Whatever it is, they're not flicking at the end. You're going to start to pick these things out, but you do that after they're doing their full glides. So that's what the rest of the season is for, the next 7, 8, 10 weeks, whatever's left over. From here in, this is what we're doing. We're getting them to glide. So I'm going to turn the camera around, I'm going to get on one of my lines, and I'm going to show you exactly what these 4 throws look like. Okay, so we are back on the not so straight red line, but again, it just goes to show you, you don't need a perfectly straight, beautiful line. You can use whatever you have available to you. We're using this very crooked red tape line on the ground. So the first one that I'm going to show you, the first thing I would start my athletes off on day 5 is going to be the knees together, toe to heel, stop glide, and then the throw. So very simple. What you're going to do, your athletes already know from the previous days, they're going to get on the line like they're in the back of the circle, just like this. And then we're going to start in that glide position. We're going to get them down into a nice low glide position. We're going to say, you're going to call it out to them. You're going to yell to your entire crew. You're going to say, knees together, toe to heel, glide, throw. And that's what it's going to be. It's going to be 3 steps. Knees together, toe to heel, glide, throw. Here's what it looks like. Knees together, toe to heel, glide, throw. So that's what it is. They're going to go through that over and over again, maybe 5 times each. You're going to walk around and you're going to see what's happening. So maybe you've got a bunch of your athletes that are not driving through the heel and they're pushing through the toe. Maybe you have a lot of your athletes who are really using that non-throwing arm to glide and they're not holding that arm back. Maybe you have a lot of athletes who are standing up. So as you're going through these instructions and you're talking to your athletes, you're going to be calling out that idea of knees together, glide, throw. Okay, everybody, make sure that we're pushing through the heel. The heel has to be the last thing touching the back. Let's try it again. Okay, ready? Knees together, glide, throw. All right, everybody, that looked really good. Make sure stay nice and low, stay nice and kind of close to the ground. Pretend like you're gliding underneath the tabletop. Stay nice and low. Let's try it again. Make sure to push through those heels. Okay, ready? Knees together, toe to heel, glide, throw. All right, that looked really good. Let's do 2 or 3 more just like that. Making sure, guys, stay nice and low. Keep that non-throwing arm back. Push through the heel, just like we did the past couple days. Ready? Let's try it again. And you're going to take your athletes through 5, 6, 7, 8 times. It's nice and quick. After they throw, they go get their shots. You get them back on their lines. You do it again. Knees together, toe to heel, glide, throw. Those 3 steps, making small corrections along the way. So the next one I'd like to do with my athletes is where you actually put something down on the line that they are going to glide over, that they're going to hurtle over. Now it's the same exact strategy as the last drill. You're going to call it out to them. You're going to scream out to them. You're going to say, okay, everybody get in that starting position, get in the back of the circle, glide, throw. And it's going to start putting that stop glide together. So they're already going to know knees together, toe to heel. They're already going to be working on not pushing through the toe and actually keeping the heel and pushing through the heel. They're going to be already working on staying low, keeping the left arm back. You already were correcting that. You still got to keep an eye out for it as they do this drill. So if they start trying to hurtle over the object that you place down in the middle of their line, and they start standing up or using the left arm or pushing through the toe or anything else like that, you still have to call that out. Those bad habits, you still have to call it out. So what I'm using today is one of these green stretch out straps. So it's a stretching strap. It's just a nylon green strap. I'm going to lay it right down here. I'm going to try not to break my face. And we're going to actually call it out the way that you would call it out to your athletes. You're going to get in the back of the circle. So you're going to say, okay, get in the back of the circle, glide, throw. Here's what it looks like. Get in the back of the circle, glide, throw. And you're going to have your athletes actually release the shot, actually throw the shot. Now, if they stepped on it, not a big deal. Just have them straighten it right back out. And again, as you're going through, call it out. Say, hey guys, let's see, a lot of you stood up on that one. A lot of you were using that non-throwing arm. I know you're nervous, but if you step on it, nothing's going to happen. So make sure, good form, stay low, keep that non-throwing arm back. Make sure, keep your heads up, push through the heel. All that stuff that you've been coaching them up on the past 4 days, this is where you can call it out, and they're going to know what you're talking about. You already know, they already have the basics. So if you're calling out the mistakes they're making, they're going to be able just to fix it really quickly in these line drills, okay? So just keep calling out. Maybe at this point you're starting to notice certain things. Hey, Julia, make sure don't use that left arm. Hey, Sarah, make sure don't stand up too tall. Whoever it is, you can start to pick out those individual things that you know are probably going to be popping up when we get to the full glides. Okay, now at this point, what you're starting to notice today, and probably in day 4 when you were watching those, is that there's a rhythm to the throw. And that rhythm is that when you glide out of the back of the circle or out of the back of your line, again, the heel is the last thing that's touching the ground, the heel of your power leg. Then you pull that power leg underneath you, turn that power foot, just like we talked about in the previous videos. Then it's power foot, blocking foot, throw. It's the power foot hits first, followed right after that by the blocking foot. It's like a boom, boom, like a boom, boom, 1, 2, 1, 2, and then they throw. Both feet don't hit at the same time, and you don't hit blocking foot first and then power foot. We see that a lot. You want to hit power foot first, then the blocking foot. It's a 1, 2 out of the back of that circle, not at the same time. A lot of coaches make that mistake. Go watch any of the top gliders who have ever lived. It's the blocking foot hits first. I'm sorry, the power foot hits first, then the blocking foot, and then you throw. So as you've been watching your athletes going through this, you may notice that some of them are landing with the feet at the same time. You may notice that 1 or 2 might be landing blocking foot first. You want to make sure that they are landing power foot first, followed by the blocking foot. And this is a rhythm that you can teach. This is something you can have your athletes do with a lot of the drills that we showed in day 3 and day 4, like the glide hold back drills, and especially the one I'm going to show you now, which is gliding without putting the blocking foot down. So we're actually going to start them on their line. Remember, we're not in the circle just yet. Start them on their line. They're going to glide, and they're going to land on that power foot with the power foot turned toward 9 o'clock, or for if you're a lefty, toward 3 o'clock, and you're not going to put the blocking foot down. Then you're going to call out to your athletes. Just put the blocking foot down and go. So say, ready, go. And they're going to put the foot down and throw. And it teaches that quickness. It teaches that the power foot hits first, then it's blocking foot throw. As soon as that blocking foot hits, that's when they can start their throw. It's not blocking foot, throw with this gigantic pause or wait in the middle. As soon as that blocking foot touches, boom, boom, you go right through grounding, slapping, closing, all the stuff that we did the past couple of days, all the stuff that they did today during their warm-up, that they did during their standing throws. It's the stuff they've been working on all week. It's going to be something that's kind of ingrained in their brains right now, so don't worry too much about it. We just got to worry about the rhythm and making sure that the power foot comes down first, followed by the blocking foot, and then immediately into the throw. So here's what it looks like. Yell out to your athletes. All right, everybody, Let's do glides without putting the blocking foot down. So we're going to glide, and then I'm going to say throw. When I say throw, you're going to put the blocking foot down and throw. Okay, let's go through it. Everyone get in the back of the circle. Get in the back of the circle. Okay, everybody ready? All right, let's glide and don't put the blocking foot down. Ready, and go. Good, hold it, hold it, hold it. Ready, when I say go, put that blocking foot down and throw. Ready, and go. And now they've all gone through. You're going to keep sending them through multiple times. Maybe you do this drill 5, 6 times. They're going to notice, oh wow, I really have to get that power leg underneath me. I really have to keep my weight back to stay balanced on that power foot. And then I can put the blocking foot down and go. All right, so that's how you teach your athletes. You take them step by step by step. And now, how easy is it? That was a really hard drill. How easy is it now for them to just glide and throw? Okay, and now that your athletes have gone through all of that, what do you think is next? Now it's time to finally get them in the circle and have them start throwing. Basically, all that you have to do that's left, the only thing that you really have to do is get them to speed up what they just did. So have them glide, have them go power foot, blocking foot, throw. And now you get to start to pick out the individual things that each athlete has to do. So here we are. It's the end of day number 5. It's the end of your first full week of practice. Your athletes are ready to go to their first track meet, and they're ready to glide at that track meet. Look what's happened in the past 5 days. Your newbies, your beginners who have never even picked up a shot before, learned how to hold it in their hand, how to push and flick, how to release it correctly. They've learned how to do the power position, they've learned the reset drill, they've done glide drills, and now they've done today's drills, and look at where it's gotten them. They're gonna be able to go to their first meet, and instead of doing some weird looking, wonky looking kind of standing throw, they're gonna get in there just like the older kids are doing, and they're gonna be able to, guess what? Do a full glide. Your intermediates that maybe forgot a lot of what you went over for the past 5 days, they're going to get in the circle, and if they've been doing their lifting, if they've been doing their training, and they show up ready to go, they might actually throw a pretty big PR during their first meet because of all the drills that you've had them do. And your advanced throwers who are so hungry to get in there, your juniors and seniors who are so hungry to get in there, who are so dedicated, now you have gone through and just gone through the entire season in 1 week. And now those light bulbs have popped up. Oh, I forgot that we had to do that. Oh, I forgot we did that when I was a freshman. Oh, I forgot you had to turn the foot. Oh, that was always my issue. Remember how I would always drop my heel in the middle? You have gone through, you've taught all of your athletes, they're all on the same page, and now for the rest of the season, whatever's left, even if it's a short season and you've only got 5 or 6 or 7 weeks left, that's 5, 6, 7 weeks to pull out individual differences and to coach your athletes on exactly what they need to get better. I cannot tell you how valuable that is as a coach. In the first 5 days of practice, you know exactly what your athletes need to do to improve, and you get that done before their first meet. That is massive. That is huge. So finally, what I want to say to all of you is thank you so much for watching this video series. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And thank you all for your trust in me as a coach and as a teacher to explain to you how to get this done. If there are any questions, you guys can get in touch with me at the email at the end of this video. You guys can reach out through our website, EliteThrowsCoaching.com, and make sure if you have any questions, any concerns, anything that needs to be cleaned up, make sure to first go to the YouTube channel. Make sure to search underneath our channel, Elite Throws Coaching, because we have done 500, 600, 700 videos at this point answering questions and explaining how to do shot and discus. And if there are anything else that you are looking for, make sure to get in touch with me and let me know. Thank you all so much for checking out the video today, and I hope to hear from you all soon.